I hold here in my formerly nicotine-stained fingers a copy of Book of 1,000 Poems by Christian McDonough. This is his latest book. When he says Book of 1,000 Poems, he ain't bullshitting. 1,000 poems. It's not all poems. There's some philosophical vignettes in there. There's even a screenplay, not a screenplay, a script play on the stage. This has got some nonsense poems in it. You remember nonsense poems, Edward Lear. Remember Edward Lear, the owl and the pussycat? They dined on quince and slices of mince that they ate from a runcible spoon. We all read that as a little kid, and then the teacher would always ask, what's a runcible spoon? Only idiots would raise their hands so they know what it was, going to guess, because there's no such thing as a runcible spoon. Edward Lear made it up. That's what nonsense poetry is. These poems are not titled, they're numbered, like Edward Lear's fellow countryman Shakespeare didn't title his sonnets, he just numbered them. He plays a lot with rhyme and sound in here. Like I said, there's rhyming poetry, but also he does this thing that you don't see too much anymore in poetry. The plosive consonants come exploding out of your mouth. Let's see what he got here. Tracking, trailing, try again. Tracking, tracing, trailing, tut, tut. Man becomes woman, woman becomes man, horticulture be hung. Yes, yet. Boom, 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 exploding consonants. The poems that people like best, or anything you read, poems, fiction, is where the reader has some sense of familiarity, a sense of affinity with what they're reading. I came across a few in here like this. One, the best, that I had a sense of affinity with was this poem about talking. This is a short one. There are those who speak endlessly, as if, upon ceasing, they themselves will cease. That's my neighbors right there, out here in this courtyard. Blah, 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 all the fucking time. See, last summer, left my windows open. They're out there yapping. I'm sitting here trying to write my epic novel, and if they won't shut up, shut up! I thought it was under my breath, but I guess it wasn't, because they went back inside right after that, and they've been kind of cool to me since then. You like Walt Whitman's line, I contain multitudes, remember that? One of his most familiar or famous lines, I guess you could say. Talking about how much all is what inside of him. I contain multitudes. McDonough said it his way, and I think McDonough's is better. You see, there are 1,000 lives within even me, an infinity of people that I could be. Isn't that better than Whitman's line? And it rhymes too. Poets don't rhyme too much, and maybe they shouldn't. You read some of these rhyming poets, they try to rhyme like Emily Dickinson, and they sound like nursery rhymes or car commercial jingles. So why does this dude write? Look at that. He goes over why he writes. Pretty interesting. I hope some strangers will read this book and reach out to me to speak with me and I to them. So if you do go on Amazon, order this book, or find it in a used bookstore somewhere, he wants to talk to you about it. Now, he talks a lot about himself in here. You remember Michel de Montaigne. He popularized the I essay. Maybe even started it. What was he back in the 1500s? Talking about himself. Critics said, you talk about yourself too much, Montaigne. What the hell else you want me to talk about? Only know me. So he does this here too in this book. Though I do think McDonough here is a little more solipsistic than Montaigne was. Not a narcissist, but he's solipsistic. I am simple, I am dumb, I am above and below, I am here and there, I reach, I try, I learn, I fail. I have desires, I try for things, I achieve things, I realize my thinking in this way or that. I see processes occurring within me, I try to change myself, I change for the sake of change, I try to show others myself, I try to show them I care, I try to create, I manipulate, I recreate, I tear myself. He goes on. I wish for you to see that I am here and I am doing this not just for me, but for you as well. I want you to come with me and know me and be with me. I want to speak to you and do something that has an impact on you, speak to you personally and care for you. So that's why I say he's not narcissistic, even though he's definitely wallowing in solipsism. This philosophy that he has in here, he's more like a philosopher in training than a philosopher. He's not up to Montaigne's level. Some of these vignettes that McDonough has in here contain something like, yes, that's how it is now, isn't it? He's asking like he's not sure of himself. Or came across one line in here, I suppose I couldn't really say. See, you don't see that stuff in Montaigne, so this dude's going to have to grow up a little bit more before he gets up to Montaigne's level. He's also got a little surrealism in here, kind of amusing. He's got computers that you can trap a person and use your computer, tap on there and trap them into it, and keep them from talking about you. Well, how'd you like to do that? Specifically what he means is keep someone from accusing you of a crime that they know you committed. He talks a lot about Poland in here, kind of odd for a name McDonough, not a Polish name, but he even mentions a drought back in the 1800s. I tried to fact check him on it. I couldn't find the date that he had, but the date that I found for a drought in Poland was within 5 years of what he had, so I'm not going to hit him too hard on that. He also says the best days of his life were writing his book. And he closes this out. Nice, neat little rhyming poem. This book was strange, maybe a bit of a mess, but so beautiful in its peculiarity, I gave it all my best. And he did. You can tell he puts a lot of effort into this. He's a show-off. Look at this. Remember David Foster Wallace's Infinite Jest? These damn door stoppers. Look at this. Here's Infinite Jest, and here's Christian McDonough. Look at that. 1,000-page books. All right. Do recommend you check that one out. That was a fun read.